Scotland is breathtaking. Mountains, valleys, ancient forests. But behind the scenery lies a truth almost no one expects. It's one of the most nature-depleted countries in the world.
But that might be about to change.
One charity, Trees for Life, is launching an ambitious missing species programme. A bold new project aiming to bring back 4 keystone animals to the Scottish Highlands. Think of them as a rewilding dream team. The forest planting red squirrel, the flood preventing beaver, the landscape shaping tauros, a modern day version of the mighty aurochs, and finally, the deer managing lynx, the apex predator missing from Scotland for more than 1,000 years. In this video, I'm breaking down their plan, exploring how each of these animals could transform the landscape,
and uncovering the obstacles standing in their way. Let's get started.
Trees for Life have one core mission: to rewild the Scottish Highlands. Their vision is to create a revitalised Caledonian forest that will allow wildlife to flourish once again. These stunning, ancient forests once covered around 20% of Scotland, but now only 1 to 2% of them remain. They disappeared due to things such as shifts in climate, human activities like deforestation and the creation of new settlements, and overgrazing from deer.
Trees for Life have already planted over 2 million native trees,
such as Scots pine, birch, rowan and aspen, created thousands of acres of new woodland, purchased Dundregan Estate, a 10,000 acre site to become a rewilding reserve, and reintroduced missing woodland plants and promoted natural regeneration.
They are one of the few groups that actually own significant land, has long-term ecological planning, and has community and landowner partnerships, making them one of the only organisations actually capable of running a missing species programme.
Now, it's important to mention that this is not currently an active release plan, but a long-term research plan to explore whether these 4 missing species could be safely and ethically brought back to the Scottish Highlands.
This idea is based on restoring long-lost ecological processes.
These include seed dispersal, wetland engineering, selective grazing and ground disturbance, and predation.
And that's where the Dream Team comes in.
Although these charming little fellas are already present in Scotland, they used to exist in far greater numbers. They have declined due to habitat loss and of course due to their arch nemesis, the greys. Grey squirrels are larger than our native reds and outcompete them for territory. They also carry diseases that have proven to be catastrophic for the reds' population. Red squirrels prefer conifer dominant forests, and through their seed and nut burying activities, they are able to regenerate these landscapes over time.
The main challenge with maintaining healthy red squirrel populations will always be their battle against the greys, but there have been recent advancements in tools to give them an edge.
Such as AI-equipped feeders that can distinguish the different species from one another. These feeders disperse contraceptive-laced food to the greys and regular food to the reds, giving them a sneaky, tactical advantage down the line. Red squirrels are basically nature's gardeners and will play a key role in restoring the Caledonian forests. These giant rodents were hunted to extinction in Scotland around 400 years ago, but thankfully they have been steadily reintroduced since 2009, and now there are approximately 2,000 beavers inhabiting these lands once again, but there's still room for a lot more.
Beavers play an absolutely huge ecological role.
The dams they build create brand new wetlands, which increase biodiversity enormously. Countless animals benefit from them, from water-loving reptiles such as grass snakes, amphibians like toads, frogs and newts that all reproduce in slower moving waters, dozens of bird species such as kingfishers, herons and all sorts of ducks, mammals like water voles, and bats which are attracted to the swathes of insects that are also drawn to the new habitat.
Their benefits don't stop there though, no sir.
They also reduce downstream flooding as they slow down the rivers they inhabit, and this same trait also helps to combat droughts by releasing water more slowly during dry periods. And if all that wasn't enough, the sediment that gets trapped in their wetlands actually stores vast amounts of carbon, benefiting the environment even further.
The challenges facing further reintroductions of these guys are things such as the flooding of farmland,
chomping through trees that landowners would have preferred to stay upright, and the potential damage to infrastructure. This could occur when they burrow into riverbanks, affecting things like flood defences, roads or railways. Beavers really are landscape architects and can restore entire river systems in a relatively short period of time. they certainly earned their position in the rewilding dream team. All modern day cattle are descendants of aurochs. These guys were absolute units, measuring up to 1.8 metres tall at the shoulder and weighing a hefty 1,000 kilograms.
They shaped Europe's open woodlands for over 10,000 years, but went extinct in the 1600s due to habitat loss and overhunting, for a change.
Tauros are the closest living species to these lost animals and would also play a key role in this plan. These giant cows graze differently from their domestic brethren.
They eat tough shrubs, reeds and woody growth, and don't rely on soft pasture.
They also graze in patches, and not evenly like farm cattle. This creates natural mosaic habitats, a varied landscape of open areas, scrub and young trees which support high levels of biodiversity.
Their size also means they constantly disturb the ground by churning up the soil,
which creates bare patches which are ideal for plant germination, ground nesting birds like skylarks and nightjars, and reptiles that need areas to bask in. They also help with seed dispersal with their lovely dung, which simultaneously fertilises the soil and benefits many insects and fungi.
To get a green flag for these guys would require large controlled reserves and public safety planning, as you wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of a rowdy tauros.
Tauros are the landscape managers, creating the patchwork habitats countless species depend on, rightfully earning them a spot on the team.
But the team wouldn't be complete without something that not just Scotland, but the whole of the UK desperately needs.
An apex predator. This truly stunning animal is one that I personally would love to see return the most. Lynx have been extinct in the UK for around 1300 years.
And once again were lost due to habitat loss and human persecution.
They predate heavily on roe deer, which make up roughly 80% of their diet. And as much as I love deer, as they have no natural predator in our country, their population has got massively out of control.
They eat tree saplings at a rate too fast for forests to regenerate. And this is a key issue that keeps vast swathes of Scotland completely devoid of woodland.
The presence of lynx could have a massively positive impact on this issue, but the reintroduction of this species has far more challenges to overcome than the others. One of the main issues is farmers' concerns about them also predating on sheep. They fear the economic loss this could bring, stress on their animals and an increased workload. But in countries where lynx have already been reintroduced, predation on sheep has been rare. The losses that do occur usually happen with unprotected, free-ranging flocks and in open farmland and not in forests. Scotland still has thousands of acres of forest, with high populations of roe deer.
Which means suitable habitats do exist that would have minimal risk of livestock conflict. Another key issue is public opinion surrounding these animals.
A few of the misconceptions are that lynx are dangerous to people, but in reality, there has never been a fatal attack on a human in Europe, even where their population overlaps heavily with people. That lynx roam vast distances and will spread everywhere, but actually, they're forest specialists and always stick close to cover. That lynx will kill pets, but this is extremely rare, as they avoid areas with humans as much as possible.
These are all examples of why media engagement and public education would be important, to get people's opinions to sway in favour of these beautiful moggies.
Lynx would undoubtedly play a monumental role in this dream team, but there is certainly a long way to go before we're likely to share our country with these animals once again. I think that we as humans easily forget that this world doesn't exist purely for our benefit, and that there are also hundreds of thousands of other incredible creatures that we share this planet with that also call it home. While it is true that some animals, including some of those on this list, can cause economic damage or general inconvenience to us sometimes, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't care about them and make an effort to live in harmony with them where we can. This plan could turn the Highlands into a genuinely dynamic ecosystem once again, and also become a model for rewilding across the UK. It could also benefit us as humans in many ways, from the creation of new jobs, increased ecotourism, flood prevention, carbon capture, cleaner air and water, to simply feeling the sense of awe that being in a truly wild landscape can bring us. Whether any of these species return is still uncertain, but for the first time in centuries, the Highlands have a chance to feel wild again, not just beautiful. And if this plan succeeds, Scotland won't just look like a wilderness, it will function like one. If you would like to donate to Trees for Life to help this plan become a reality, I'll leave a link to their donation page in the comments and video description. And please consider subscribing to help my channel grow, so that I can personally help to rewild the UK myself in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.